Welcome back to WCS America, and we're about to be hopping into our second best of 5 of the day. Before we do, I want to give a quick shout out to iBuyPower PCs. They are the PCs that are powering this WCS America broadcast. Please head on over to iBuyPower.com and check them out for yourselves if you're in the market. If not, I don't know, fire them a tweet. Thank them for their support of the WCS and of esports in general. And
that's right. And also, don't forget to follow in the conversation, guys. Twitter.com/StarCraft. And also, like StarCraft on Facebook. You can go over to Facebook.com/StarCraft and also send us a tweet about the matches. Of course, a lot of great stuff coming up for the rest of today. But right now, we have Illusion versus Astrea. As you said, 2 Root members.
Yeah. Astrea coming up from the Seed squad. And, I just want to take a second to applaud Cats. Fell narrowly short to qualifying for Premier yesterday, but has done a phenomenal job of developing not just the Root squad, but also this Seed squad where he finds players that he feels are talented, tries to cultivate that talent in some way. Astrea is one of these guys recently moving up from Seed to the main Root squad, and is going to be showing off some of his skills here against a wildly difficult opponent, who is Illusion, long considered one of the best Terran players on the North American server. The question that you have with Illusion is always, how much is he focusing on his game versus doing other things in his life? Because he is a young kid who does things that young kids do. You know, he's young, he's good looking, he's kind of a hip guy. He's out with friends doing that whole thing. Is he focusing on his practice, on his gameplay, or is he doing other things? I'm sure that we will be able to tell
Ben,
momentarily.
When I was his age, all my friends were in StarCraft. I had friends outside, obviously, but it was like a couple. I kept it low so I can concentrate on StarCraft, Ben.
That's right, man. Gotta get
and guess what?
Priorities straight.
Paid off. Look where I am now.
You're sitting next to
the Mr. Bitter. The Mr. Bitter.
On the WCS America broadcast for one of the most prolific game developers in the world, Blizzard Entertainment.
First map will be Habitation Station for this Terran versus Protoss. Of course, Habitation Station, I think, is a tough map for both these players just because of the rush distances, especially taking the 3rd base over the gold. Both players want to do that. Opens up a lot of possibilities for the aggressor. So we're going to find out who is going to be that aggressor as we get into game number 1.
That's right. Spawning the top left-hand corner of Habitation Station. The blue Protoss player representing Team Root, he is Astrea. Root for Root. Says Illusion, who is, of course, Astrea's teammate, spawning here in the top right-hand corner of the map as the red Terran.
That's such a cool logo.
Yep. He's even got the little Naruto ninja star in his command center.
Doesn't mess around.
Indeed not.
It's a shuriken, right? Or is it, I don't know.
How do you pronounce that? Shuriken?
Shuriken? Sure you can. I don't know.
Oh, man. Guys, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the matches today and who you think is going to advance, who you want to see advance. Send us some tweets at StarCraft, at Mr. Bitter TV, and at Frodan. Or at Greetorp, of course.
You could do either or. I'm the same person. So.
Yeah, exactly. The man, the myth, the mastermind behind Fierce Fitness.
We had some good times with Fierce Fitness, man. Halloween edition. Best Fierce Fitness ever.
Oh, I never want to.
Go ahead, go to youtube.com. Just type in Fierce Fitness Halloween edition.
Please don't do that.
Mr. Bitter.
Please don't do that.
Mr. Bitter had to do that while under the influence.
There are only a few things in my career that I truly regret.
Top 3, go.
First of all, the outfit. Second of all,
doing it.
The fake boobs.
And then having it all recorded.
And third of all, the very flattering camera work.
Well, we blacked it out. So
just imagine our editor, Darren, what he had to go through.
Well, then, it teaches you to start wearing underwear, right? That's what it teaches you.
I think it compelled Darren to develop a drinking habit. All right, early game is looking pretty normal here for Astrea. He's dropped his Cyber Core. He's working on just the one gas. Illusion has gone with the fairly early gas, but no Reaper that I can see.
it will be what looks like
factory
a
opening?
yeah, factory popping down here. Reactor's
Actually,
going to go down.
going to react. What are you doing, Illusion?
Interesting. Yeah, what is he doing? Because a lot of times when you do this reactor build, you're going to stop mining gas at 50, or 52, technically. But, you know, you just want to get that reactor as fast as possible, and then you want to get... Whoa!
Oh, it's a fake. It's not a fake?
That's very interesting order.
Well, he saw something that made him scared.
Yeah. It might be the initial Zealot. He saw the Zealot popping out. He's like, okay, he's putting on pressure. Really,
Zealot
really fast.
Stalker Mothership Core going to be coming out right now for Astrea, which can be a little bit annoying. If that bunker's not there, it can certainly do some very painful damage. In the meantime, we see exactly what Illusion had planned. He's got his command center going down. He's going to reactor out a few Marines, and then maybe he's going to reactor out some Widow Mines or some Hellions, and make a little poke. 8 Marines and a couple of support units. We can see that bunker did finish up and has easily chased away the Zealot and the Stalker that were trying to do some harassment. Meanwhile, that low ground expansion is going to finish up right around the same time as this low ground expansion.
Mothership Core is going to pop in, though, and it can take 2 Marines. I don't know if he's going to try to contest this. Yes, he is. That's a smart decision, because now he has 2 free Marine kills. Oh, he wants a kite. Attack move, attack move, attack move. Definitely could have taken out those two Marines.
Yeah.
Kind of unfortunate for Astrea.
Instead gets only 1. As we see the Scantipede. Just kind of hanging out there in the middle of the map.
That's Scantipede. He's so daring.
Big scary bug. Looks kind of like a baby Cthulhu.
So many fights happen in the center, and he's just like, whatever. Just chill.
Scanipedes are like cockroaches, man. They're survivors. It's going to be a Widow Mine for Illusion, and maybe we'll see him get a little bit aggressive off of this. There's also a starport going down, so probably going to be a Marine Widow Mine drop. That can be very frustrating to deal with if there's no detection, and we can see that Robo is maybe right on time.
Whoa, a scan goes down. That surprises me so much. Not normally do you see a scan, but this actually sees everything. The tech, the response, the forge cannons. That's so defensive, and what you can do from that is take a 3rd CC. The reason why you can do that is because you know those cannons, that forge, it's all potential gateways that could have been aggression, but it is not. So you put on some light aggression knowing that it's not really going to work because cannons are good. And then from there, you're able to kind of do this little bit of harass, and behind that, have that booming economy.
Yep. Widow Mine chasing away the Zelnaga Tower control that Astrea was hanging on to. That's crazy that he's getting the cannon this early. Maybe he's got quite a few practice games with Illusion, and maybe he knows that he likes to do this kind of Widow Mine play and doesn't want to have to cope with it.
I would think so. He also saw the building factory. Everything was told to him. He knew the command center that was coming up, and he also knew the factory timing. He saw it being constructed at a rather late time. So he should have pieced things together. I even think the cannon was a little bit premature, but still, I mean, he assumes a lot of this stuff regardless.
So here we see the plan taking shape. Illusion wants to run Hellions into the natural while trying to drop in the main, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. There is a cannon, there is a Mothership Core, and there is Photon Overcharge. So there's not going to be much damage dealt by these Hellions. They pick up a couple of probe kills. 3, in fact, is the total count.
Man, that Mothership Core needs to be so careful. Just outside of range of that Widow Mine, can easily get picked up. I think that's enough. He has enough hit points to get killed. Yeah, 100. So he's definitely going to die. So need to be super, super careful to that single Widow Mine.
Oh, poor probe.
Oh. And he's down.
Sad day.
What Astrea is really looking for is that armor upgrade. He's going to have a great +2 armor plus charge at a relatively fast time relative to his opponent. Engineering Bay just finishing right now, +1 weapons starting at the same time, +2 and charge. So that means for sure there's going to be that armor upgrade advantage, and he has to worry about charge, which is something that you don't really want to be worrying about at this stage of the game.
Astrea wants to get a 3rd base, and Illusion's going to slow that down for as long as he can. He's picked off 2 probes now, but I feel like the 3rd one is probably going to manage to get that Nexus down. Once more, Chris is going to drop right on this pylon, see if he can pick it up, but this time is going to be a suicide mission for most of these Marines. Only one of them is picked up and carried away to safety.
Yeah, nice job with microing there for both of the players, really stopping any pickups. and at the same time trying to get maximum value, killing that one stalker. Worked out. Could have been worse, could have been better for both players.
Tell you what, Andre, Illusion has never started a third base,
Yeah.
and right as I say it, he is going to go ahead and put it down.
It's still very, very late. I'm not loving this build because what he's saying is, let me stay on 2 base a little bit longer, get a huge army, and just play a kiting game. The problem is he doesn't have the reciprocal upgrades to deal with that, right? He's a little bit late on his combat shields, on his concussive shell, on his +2 as well. So we have a 12-minute timing, I would say, a 12-minute timing that's going to come in here, and it shouldn't do nearly as much damage. I mean, there's still a lot of baiting time to use. I don't think Chris is going to be able to really get much done with this 5 racks before third.
Did manage to dance in there and pick off a High Templar before Storm finishes up. Of course, it's still going to be about 40 seconds before Storm is ready, so Illusion's got more opportunities to get a little bit of harassment done, but the army of Astrea is quickly approaching a point where this Bioforce by itself is not going to be able to stand up to it.
Nope. +2 has finished, charge is finished as well, and it's just getting out of control. Like, what can you do? Your harass isn't going to do anything because the Zealots are going to be able to close the distance so fast, and on top of that, they just do not die. With the supporting Guardian Shield, that's a total of 5 armor, Ben. 5 armor against only 7 attack Marines.
This is nice. Unloads the Medivacs right on top of a Warp Prism, managing to at least delay that part of Astrea's inevitable push. We see Probe setting up to take a third base here in just a little while. Chris did finish up that command center, by the way, guys, and is very likely going to be floating it over here to the gold momentarily. But if you look at the supplies, it's such an even game. 58 army supply to 51. Overall, it's 114 supply to 115 supply. And the army of the Protoss player is becoming very scary.
Yes. I mean, well, there's so many transitions that can happen. A second Robo is being added down now. I don't know. No, he canceled it. Okay, so a Robo Bay should be added. Of course, he's going for that Colossus switch. He's trying to get a composition advantage. A lot of TVP works around these compositions where you're catching, a Ghost transition, and at the same time Colossus are coming in. Viking transition, and then you're hitting them with High Templars. A lot of this kind of back and forth that is so important. I love this run-bys with the Zealots, going into the third base, not taking the gold too. I like that decision, saying that's too close, too close. I was talking about before, it's too close to your opponents. It really lends itself to being harassed all over the place.
Tricky situation starting to unfold for Illusion, who, while defending his third base, is soon going to be in a position where he has to cope with this army, which is large and terrifying. Look at all the High Templar dropping storms and feedbacks all over the bio and the Medivacs. Another storm is going to go down. A second storm is going to land as well. Once the storm has been spent, though, it looks like he loses a lot of his punching power. Probably wants to turn those guys into Archons here soon. Zealots still being annoying in that third expansion. Going to pick off a couple more workers. If we look at workers lost this game, Astrea's killed 18 SCVs, while Illusion has not managed to deal the same kind of damage.
69 harvesters to 58. I mean, that's incredible. Astrea is outplaying Illusion right now in this game number 1 on Habitation Station. And everything's been shut down just completely. Yep. Map control is seized by the Protoss player. That's something that, as Terran, you never want to give up. It is so difficult to stop a Protoss that has map control. You need just the perfect composition. He's working on Ghost now, working on that 2-2. +3 armor already coming up here for the Protoss, and Colossus transition. So how does he deal with that? He needs starports up, he needs Vikings out in the field, and he won't have a response to that. All Astrea has to do is max out or get to like 180, 190, and he's good to go. He can't be killed because the Colossus plus Storm composition cannot be defeated by just bio on the ground.
Yeah, I like what we're seeing here out of Astrea, who's honestly played a very passive sit back and defend kind of a style. Now working off of 3 bases, can probably take a 4th whenever he damn well pleases. He's ahead in supply, Andre. His upgrades are phenomenal. That's +3 armor finishing up here in just a second. He's got a single attack upgrade, not working on any others just yet. And he is, in fact, going to start that 4th base momentarily, setting up over at the gold.
Illusion's pushing on out, trying to get that map control.
Yep. One thing that Illusion has done is add ghosts to his army, and this is something that I'm happy to see. A lot of Terran players have been skipping ghosts in recent history, but I guess they're starting to be reintroduced in a way, as we see Templar landing a couple of feedbacks, and also going to be sniped to death, it looks like. But not before he does a little bit of damage to those medevacs. And the great thing for Astrea is he's begun this Colossus transition. He's got 2 Colossi out already. Illusion only beginning his Viking production, and he's doing it off just a single starport. How many Vikings does he have out? Only 2? That's not going to be enough, man.
Things are looking dicey. I don't know what he's going to be able to do. I mean, another Colossus popping out here. +3 armor is just about to finish now. And, you know, it's getting overwhelming for Illusion. I think this is the dream for a Protoss. Having map control, having the composition advantage, and all you have to do is play macro. You can just take bases and go for trades and wait for trades. Position all your High Templars so that they can never be overwhelmed by ghosts.
Where's that observer? Is there an observer?
I'm not sure.
There's not an observer on this army, and a great couple of EMPs being landed by Illusion on everything Protoss. A single High Templar is going to try to come forward and save the day, but only really landing a storm on 4 Vikings. That's not going to be good enough. What a brilliant engagement from Illusion, who's chased Astrea all the way back to the other side of the map. Colossus misrallied, is almost certainly going to go down. Man. A good storm does land on about half of the Terran's army, but this has got to feel like a very good set of engagements for Illusion, who continues to stand and fight. Another storm kind of comes up short. That Colossus is going to go down, and Illusion dealing critical damage to the army of Astrea on the back of those cloaked ghosts and a few very good EMPs. A big miracle engagement right there for our Terran player. Illusion having that cloak at the right time without his opponent having any observers on the map. It's just everything that he could have asked for. If there was a single observer there, or multiple observers actually, you need that, then I think the fight would have gone completely differently. But Astrea messing up critically now, loses the gold base, and on top of that, is only down to 2 bases because his main is mined out. Yep, and on top of that, no Colossi, no Storm. What is he going to do against these stemmed Marines and Marauders? With +3 attack, finally a single Colossus pops out, but 1 Colossus can't even stand up to the 4 Vikings that are out on the map. Illusion's going to just barrel into the natural expansion. The Colossus is going to go down, and just like that, 1 good engagement, and Illusion marches to victory. Good game gets called. Game number 1 is going to go to Chris Lee in this best-of-5 series. Pulling it out, man. Like, he hit the only timing that he could have hit to win the game. It's really unfortunate because I thought Astrea shouldn't have lost that ever. There's like an 80% win rate before any engagements happen, where he is ahead just off of composition, off of map control, but critically not having observers. We've seen this time and time again. I shouldn't say time and time, but we see this here and there. It happens. Where Cloak Ghost just ruined everything. Even if there were observers there, Illusion was scanning for it. He had his Vikings in position. He knew that by taking out the detection, he could do something great with those ghosts. Great play from Illusion. Guys, we're going to take a short break. Game number 2 when we return.